Good morning, everybody again. So let us start our class today with we discussed in our last class. We are discussing a primer, and then we discussed about a skeleton of a and how to print something. And today we will learn more how to declare variable, how to read user code, and how to do some basic operations. Let us do quick reviews. We will use pseudocode, Java, C#, and C++ in order to implement our algorithm. And as we know, a skeleton is a small program that is the foundation or structure of a program. For instance, in pseudocode format, I'm sorry, not showing. You see my screen now? Okay. Sorry. So this is a skeleton of a small program, of a program in pseudocode format, and then we discuss this skeleton in C# format and in C++ format and in Java format, and we learned that every program has a main method that denotes the starting point of our program. So this is a skeleton of a program that thing on our screen. So we discussed in our last class, we discussed a small program like something like this. So and that all programming languages have ability to print something on console and also printer, and it has ability to get input from standard input device, for instance keyboard. We will learn the how to input from keyboard. Start from today from a variable. What is a variable? A variable is a name of a memory location. Okay. By the word memory, we mean RAM, random access memory. In computer, two kinds of memory. Memory, secondary memory. Secondary memories are mainly used to store as a storage. Primary memory is two kinds: RAM, random access memory, and ROM, read-only memory. So when we say memory, then that refers to RAM, random access memory. Okay. A variable is used to hold some data in our program. So in all of our programs, we will be working with some kind of data. There is no program that has no data. So in our last class, actually, let me go. REPL.IT. If you go account on REPL.IT, right? That's good. Anybody need help to create an account on this? Okay, that's so. In our last class, we this. Okay, in our last class, we discussed something small program like this, right? So in this program, has some data, like for instance, hello world. Okay, but we have not used any. So we use data in our program directly. For instance, in the println method, we use directly. So if I want to print hello world multiple times, then what I need to do, I need to write this, type in this line multiple times. Good way. So as an alternatively, we can do what? We can declare this variable by, for instance, here if I say w, so then this is kind string say w, string w, and then I can say w equal to, I can denote the value, assign value this w. So then if I quickly say print ln w instead of print l hello world, then it will do same thing. Then it will be doing same thing. Then run my program. W is, although in Java and C# and object-oriented programming, Java is a string and object. We will discuss this later, but this is kind of variable here, string. Okay, you see, lives we use variable, then our life and operations will be easier. Okay, then these two lines can be written combinedly as like string, for instance, is equal to hello Sam. Say if I say something else, so then this line is more similar with these two lines, one line together. Okay, so instead of then w, if I say hello is, print s, then it will print first line, or on first line it will be printing hello world, and the second line it will be printing hello Sam. Programming languages like C++ and C# and Python, in Kotlin, in most programming languages, there is also a, since string here is an object, so it has object concatenation facility. So if I say hello w plus s, okay, it is possible. Okay, then do actually hello, if I do like this, giving some space, then in the first line, so on this line, for line number 11, it will show hello world, then there is some space I give, and then hello Sam. This is the way that Java concatenates string using plus operator. We know that a plus operator is used to add two numeric numbers. Also in modern programming languages, plus operator is used to concatenate strings as well as. Yes, what is the question? Uh, I don't see any way. I don't see any way to expand it. But I will check how to enlarge my screen size. Okay. I don't know of right now. Sorry. Okay, we will know about string operations later. String is a special kind of variable and object-oriented programming. Okay, so here W is a variable. For instance, if we want to work other kind variable, int variable that contains data, say integer x, y, and z. Okay, then I can say x equal to 5, y equal to 10, and I can say g equal to x plus or plus y, very simple. Then if I want to print x, y, z, x, for instance, this is my y and z. Okay, and these are very simple arithmetic operations. But in order to do any kind of operations, okay, we need to use some variable. For instance, here I said, okay, this x, y, z, w, s, all of these take dependent memory location. Okay, so some of these take like 2 bytes or 4 bytes. That depends on that data type. We will discuss that later. Here, for instance, here, let me do something here. Okay, to say the difference between this line number 15 and line number 23. So while line number 15, then it will print z value equal to 0. Again on the last line number 23, for this line equal to 15. So a variable contains only the last value it finds. If it gets a new value, then old value gets replaced. Value does not exist. Okay. Remember that a variable memory location that contains only one value. It does not store any value. If we need to store this value in persist, like in secondary memory or permanent, then we need to use database. To create a database, then we need to create a file, or we need to create a file, then we can save. But for now, whatever variable we are using, these are temporary memory location. For instance, everybody here is sitting on a seat, right, on this bench, but it is not likely that all of you sitting on same bench every day, every week, right? So it is likely that you will enter into this classroom, find an empty seat, you will sit in there, right? You will take place. Variable is same. Okay. For instance, a variable, for instance, is a memory location or a. For instance, this building has a name, building, right? So you can find this building, this classroom, academic building 200 by this way, and maybe there's another name, H, building H, right? H200. Okay, there is another alternative way to find this building. Maybe there is another alternative way using coordinate, right? Okay. Similarly, for instance, White House. that has a name, that has also a physical address. So if you search by White House, it's most likely that Google will find that. Google Map will find that, right? And if you give the physical address, maybe 120 something is the location of White House. 1600 Washington Boulevard, right? Okay, so if you give that physical address, you will find that, or you do give a name, then it will get that. Similarly, when we use our phone set, we save our friend's name in our phone in the contact list. Right? So in the contact list, what is your name? Andrew. Andrew has a friend, for instance, John. He saved his friend's name in his phone as John. Right? And what is your name? Carlos has another friend, John, and he said his friend John. Okay, but if Andrew make a phone call to John, and at the same time Carlos make a phone call to John, it's most likely that these two phone calls will go to different John, right? There is John, two different people, right? But I want to mean that John is Andrew's phone is local name, right? And Carlos friend Carlos phone is John is a local name. So for instance, when we make a phone call by phone, where actually the phone goes, the name or number? Number, right? Yeah, and think about it is good for us. System allows us to save our friend's name by their name. But it would happen. Think about how difficult it would be if we save our friend's name by name. Our friend's number, I think we could remember. Only a few, right? Easier for us when we can save our friend's name by their name instead of number. But when we make a phone call to their name, actual phone call or message goes to actual number, right? That's the advantage of using that is the name actually you're saving is the variable. So using a variable has many advantages without using variables. In our programs, we will use and deal a lot of variables, and I haven't seen any program that does not deal with any or variable. Okay. So there are several kinds of variables we will discuss when we get this. So in order to declare a variable, first of all, we need to declare by its type. Here, type means I say string type, integer type. If I say float double character, there are other types. For instance, integer is used to hold numeric data, whole number, and float and doubles are used to hold data with decimal point. And character is used to hold only one character. For instance, if I want to main T by true, F for false, M for male, and F for female. So the character contains only one character, single character. Okay. And string, it has a lot of power. It contains any alphanumeric and characters. Okay. Yeah, Boolean. Yeah, there is another kind Boolean, so we will go over when we go more. Okay. So Boolean is for true or false. Okay. So all variables are declared within the main method or class. Okay, since it is far for us to declare how to declare a class, so we are not mentioning class right now. So, but we are working with function methods. So all variables are declared within a method. Okay, so any variable declares outside of a method maybe will not work. Will not work. Okay, those are orphan code that will not work. So what happens when you declare a variable? It takes a memory place, assigns memory place, and as long as your program is open, your variables become active. As long as you close your program, your variables goes away. Your variable goes away, and in order to, if you want to use that variable, if you run that program again, that variable creates this memory location again. So this is in pseudocode format. In pseudocode format, we say create username. Here username is a variable. And we say create student GPA. This is another variable. So here, 2 lines to create 2 variables. We could use 1 line like by using comma to separate the variables. Here, like in programming, we used x comma y comma z. So using comma, we can declare multiple line. Here, one thing, remember that if we want to use a float type variable, when we, at the time we assign value of a float type variable, we need to put f. Okay, that if in or in log for float type in C# and Java. Also Kotlin in other languages, but for double we do not need to put. Float and double are used to hold numerator the decimal point. So this is in Java format, and previously this is in C#. So variable contains value. Okay, there are 2 ways or multiple ways to assign value of a variable. Okay, so then for instance, here we can directly assign value to a variable, or we can get this value using our keyboard, or you can get this value from our database. Every time you have to put a float decimal point, you have to put f. Okay, we will discuss that in our next class. Let me take quick. That depends on the means. Float 4-byte memory space, double text byte. Okay, one thing is critical. One thing is critical will be different, especially for new programmer. How to input values or assign values to a variable using keyboard. Okay, let me do what I'm going to do. For instance, in this program, I have assigned w equal to hello equal to same always fixed number. These are hard-coded value. Okay, I don't have any ability to change this value while running this program. But if I want to say to enter anything, S or W, that means in order to enter a value that we want to assign to a variable in keyboard while running my program, that is a little bit difficult. So in order to do that, we need to use in C# some methods. For instance, this read method. This read line. So the read line method is defined within the console class in Java. Okay, that is used to allow to enter something, a string, using keyboard. But since we are far away to discuss know about class and object and method, now I like everybody to memorize these 3 lines. Later you will understand, okay, what and how these methods work. For now you will get this, you will need this to input your enter number for maybe for your assignments, upcoming assignments, homework. Yes. Either one. Either one. Okay, for now, I like everybody to remember these 4 lines of code so that it is used. I think if for everybody, so like for instance, now this line is familiar, right? I'm declaring a variable like string. Okay, string type. It is not a very extension object. Let us do it variable. Reference actually, object reference. So let us for now say it variable. So my variable is string and this is user input. This line is familiar to everybody, right? So this line will be prompt. It will print this. Enter your name on the keyboard. This is very simple, and this line is something new. Either I am putting user input, I am assigning whatever I am doing here. What I'm doing, I am reading a line on my console using my readline method, and the readline method works until I hit the enter key. Whatever I hit the enter key, that or the entire value will be saved to my variable here user input. And finally, I will be printing hello plus. Okay, I will go in live program quickly, shortly, but let us do this in same thing in C++. Same what problem we are going to in C++. Instead of this is the C out and C in is used for input. Anyone here is taking C++ lab? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. For now, C++ people, please remember. Okay. Later you will learn what is the meaning of C out and C in. Okay, in Java and C# and Python, the plus operator is used to concatenate a string. Here in C#, this is double less than without any space. This is the output operator. This is used. Okay, plus it is different. And in Java, people who are taking in Java, you need to remember this one. In Java, we use the scanner class, an object of this scanner class, in order to take input from a keyboard. So these 2 lines is different. And for now, I let everybody please just memorize. Your life will be here, okay? Later you will know in depth. Yes. This actually so with right all right? Right. Okay. Obviously your lab language, and ultimately by the end of our few weeks we will be familiar with all 3 languages, right? Ultimately at learn one in your primary lab language, then you will see that for instance this one in Java, this one is in C#. I like you to put side by side. Okay, then compare those. So this line in console, this line is it will be different in Java and C#. Okay. You know how to actually how this method. Okay, so for instance, let us do program maybe. Okay, let us do this in. Let us copy this code. I want to copy this. Let us create a new repo. C or Java. That is Java, right? For instance, test Java scanner. Anything I can say, okay? The repository of my file name, and I can save it if I do not have a duplicate name. Okay. So whatever I got over here, I just copied and paste in order to just save my time. Sorry. Okay, here my variable is string type is in input, user input. Okay, so here this line, if I run this line, it will give me a prompt. Sorry. Delete this line. This one. It will give me a prompt. Enter your name, right? Then after that, I am using scanner sc equal to new scanner system.in, and these two lines, what it will do, I enter, before I press the enter key, everything will be saved as my user input. And when I'm going at this line, it will be displaying hello, whatever I print. So if I run this program, first of all, it will be working on line number 5. Yes. Is there missing something? Yes, so actually I need this line in order to do this import java.util.scanner. In Java compiler, there is an util package. In this package, there is a class called scanner. That scanner class I am using here. So actually at the top, we need to import. Okay, so this is not how it was not working for. So if I run this program, it will first will be running line number 7. It is giving me an option. Okay, it says please enter. Just this line is giving me a reminder. Okay, just do this thing. For instance, if I say Mokhtar, my name, and then fresh, enter. Do not press enter, then fine. Okay, I paste my full name, first name, and last name until I say press enter. In whole thing will be this Mokhtar Hussain will go my user as my user input. User input is a variable over here, right? Okay. This is in Java. So for now, everybody's side, this line is very simple. I think everybody is familiar with this line. Line is that we use with that is variable name user input, a variable name. Discuss that some valid or invalid naming convention. But you see that these two lines is different, right? Please spend some time, maybe right later, tomorrow, before you come in our next class, to just to memorize these lines. Okay, for your lab and assignment and your program, you will use this. Later you will understand. Okay. Anyone has any questions so far? Okay, here. This is a C# problem, similar problem, but you see, compared to this program, this is a very simple program. This program more similar with that Java program I just discussed. But this problem is a little bit different. It has an extra line, extra statement. Okay, why needed? Actually, the read line method is used to read as a string. Okay, but if I want to convert that string into a numeric number, okay, for instance, entering my age, the numeric number. Okay, but initially it will be entered as a string. Then that string is needed to convert into a numeric number. That is why we need to convert the string to integer 32-bit integer number by this line. Okay. So let us we will practice this one. Let us see what else we do have. And this is for C++. I like everybody to practice these programs. Okay, and similar program you see. So the here on this line, I am getting scanner as an input as a string, but if I since my intended input here is in numeric number, so I need to convert that scanner input into an integer number in order to get that is. Okay. Later you will learn more about this. Why do we need this? Later you will learn, but for now, just remember or memorize. Okay. So whatever we have learned here, we can read numbers and text from keyboard. Keyboard, right? We can also read from database, but we will do that later. Okay. So once we have our variable, then we can apply our arithmetic and statistical operators on that variable to do our operation on that data. Okay, so these are the most familiar addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division sign. Everybody is familiar with. We will discuss this later. There is a few new operators, like for instance, percentage sign that is used as modulo operator. And the remainder, when we divide one number by another number, we will discuss that later, but let us see what we have at the end. Okay. Okay. If we understand the previous our previous problem, then we should be able to do this. See what this problem says. It says assume the average person burns 2500 calories per day. There are 3500 calories in 1 pound of fat. There are 365 days in a year. Okay. Write a program that asks the user how many calories they consume. Okay, it will be he or she consumes in a day, and also ask how many years they will consume that many calories. Here you think see that there will be two input, one for calories, another for year, right? How many years? Life expectancy, maybe 70 years, 80 years, 100 years. Yes. Okay, maybe how many pound, maybe put pound over here, put pound over here, pounds, lbs. Okay, how many minutes I have left? 4 more minutes. Okay, so then I can do this. Okay, but before that I will reopen the quiz one until Wednesday midnight. If you lost some point, if you can, but if you already got 100%, you do not need to retake. Okay, so I have 5 more minutes, maybe 4 more minutes. Let me try to. Okay, let us expand this program. Give me 2 minutes. Okay, for instance, I want to enter my name as well as I want to enter my age. Okay, what to do? I need another variable, right? Okay, for instance, I need another variable. For instance, let me say that variable as int is Mr. Please enter your age. Then I need a variable then. Okay, if I say scanner one, okay, I also need this one. I need string maybe user input one. Okay, then user input one, I gave user input one over here. And what I need to do, I need to convert this into an integer number, right? So then how can I do that? I can say age equal to, okay, sc1 dot next int. You see, whenever I press next int, it is me what I want to put inside that. And I need to put it over here, user input one. Okay, then okay, actually I need to use this one. Oh, with that argument. I will get my you are plus is plus years old. Okay, so now I run this program. Last line over here. Now it is more likely that it will allow me to enter my both my name and age, but remember that I need two sets of string. Okay, because the first string I am putting in for my using for my name, and second one I am using for my age. So let us run this program quickly. before you come to your next class, please do some practice. Okay, how to scan numbers.
Yes. You said that you are going to extend code 1 until midnight.
Yes, midnight, when is midnight?
It said that I was absent for 3 days.
Okay.